And that's going to be Johnson off the right side. Looks like he almost broke that at the man that was close to being broke. He hit the hole off the right side and was able to just be brought down by a jersey pull, and was pick up of about 4, so 4th and 3. Looks like the Bulldogs will bring out the punt team. Your long snapper, Jaden Kiltz, with Maddox Moore, the punter, back to kick. And we'll see what the whistle's for. Like a helmet or equipment malfunction there. The umpire helping out the Union Yellow Jacket linemen. The Yellow Jackets with 2 guys back. They probably watched a little film last week, seeing we were kicking left and right away from their guy. So they got 2 guys back. We'll see what Maddox Moore decides to do. So good kick to the left side here. It's going to get a good roll. It's going to be picked up by number 13. Got to get him down, and looks like he's going to be brought out of bounds on the near sideline. So about where it was picked up at, about a 40-yard punt again for Maddox Moore. Was able to, good pickup by the Union back there to pick that up and run that. Was brought down by number 11, Mason Deason, and number 3, Alex Smith, by the Bulldogs on the near sideline. So it will be one of the worst field positions for Union of the night. Back across the 50 on their own side of the field for the second time only tonight. Starting out near midfield at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10. Bulldogs leading 8-0 here in East Central Community College in Decatur, Mississippi. Trips right on the near side this time for the Yellow Jackets. It's going to be a short little bubble pass out to the right. Got a good block by a slot guy, and going to pick up enough for the first down. Good block there by number 13 on the slot. Springing the receiver forward for a first down. Moves them across midfield. Going to put them at the Bulldog 42-yard line. Bulldogs leading 8-0 right now. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first half. This second quarter brought to you by Absolute PC. Union getting the sideline call. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. They do get it out. High snap. It's going to be out to the left, and it is going to be hauled in for a catch by number 1, and then he falls forward for another couple of yards. So it's going to bring up about 2nd and 3 at the Bulldog 34 for the Union Yellow Jackets. Looks like they'll go trips left to the near side of the field this time. So a little bit different. Earlier in the game, they were going, their trips formation was to the wide side of the field. Now they're going to the short side of the field. Wonder if they're trying to give some space out here for number 13 and get isolated on the island. Maybe take a chance one-on-one. Good move by Irby coming over there in the safety position. That is what they're trying to do to get him on a slant route. He makes a good catch, makes one guy miss, and looks like a second guy misses. And Union punches it in for a 35-yard touchdown pass. Almost read perfectly by the Bulldogs. At the last minute, Cole Irby come across from the right side back to the left in the strong safety position. And then on the slant play, just not able to make a tackle between Irby and Goforth. Had him about the 5-yard line and was unable to bring him down. So they picked up the touchdown on the play for the Yellow Jackets to make it 8-6. Enterprise still leading. We'll see if the Union Yellow Jackets look like they'll line up in an I-right formation. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle to one of their big guys, and he's going to barrel in for a 2-point conversion. So that'll tie the game up 8-8. So we got a good game going on tonight. Still a steady rain, not quite as hard as it was earlier, but still a steady rain out tonight. So ball control is probably going to come down to most of the night. You see the clock there, 7:15 to go in the half. 8-8. Bulldogs and the Yellow Jackets tied halfway through the second quarter. A couple other shout outs to our sponsors here. Mr. Johnny Pearson, Crossroads Realty, Farm Bureau. Farm Bureau had the player of the week this week. This week was Tanner Sanders, Mr. Tommy Scott down there at Farm Bureau. We appreciate them being a sponsor and bringing the player of the week to the pep rally earlier today. Mr. Tanner Sanders, your fullback senior linebacker, received that. And then also your senior Timothy Miller received the Mad Dog Award earlier tonight. Appreciate Southern Market down in Cleveland being a sponsor. Miss Sally Wedgeworth also being a sponsor. So 7:15 to go. Union will line up. And we got a whistle just as the ball was about to be kicked. I'm not really sure. So we heard a whistle. I assume it was the White Hats ready to play whistle. And even though the timing was, even though the kicking team was, they were in the process of about to kick the ball, in theory, he kicked it after the whistle blowed, so I'm not sure why that didn't stand, because the ball went out of bounds on the left side and would have been a kick infraction, kickoff by Union, but the referees decided to just play it over. One of the side or back judges pointing out the White Hat, making sure he waits for the whistle before he kicks it. And we're going to have a reset of the tee here. Again, their motion started, and that may be a rule I'm not familiar with, but as long as you don't kick it before the White Hat blows it, and he didn't. The whistle blew, and a half second later he kicked it, so it felt like that should have stood, but nonetheless, we'll try it again. So we got it on the tee now. We'll wait for the White Hat's whistle. He's got all his referees with a sign ready, and there's the whistle to play. And almost identical to kind of what the Bulldogs do. Dearman right up the middle, able to make good yardage, so the Bulldogs will be out near midfield to start the next possession. Dearman able to take that about the 30, just inside the 30-yard line, bring it out to the 45. So a good return for the Bulldogs to set them up here. Tie ball game. .6:30 to play in the second half. It's going to be a drop back by Freeman. Got plenty of time to throw. Dearman is wide open. Nobody guarding him at all. Two receivers in the backfield, and it is going to be a 55-yard touchdown pass for the Bulldogs for a touchdown Bulldogs. Just a straight busted coverage by Union there. I don't think they expected a first down home run play from the Bulldogs, and it caught them off guard. The ball was underthrown, but it was so wide open that Dearman was able to come back almost 4 or 5 yards and catch it and still outrun the guy. The Bulldogs are lined up in the water bucket. We're going to keep using water bucket. I had a conversation with my son this week and a couple other guys, and apparently they call this the gate now. Instead of 20 years ago, we called it the water bucket. But I think water bucket sounds cool, so we're going to keep saying that. But water bucket, gate, water gate, however you want to do that. Union had that covered this time, so after the touchdown, they'll line up in a traditional PAT. Sanders to snap, Smith to hold, Moore for the PAT. Good snap, good hold, and he just got it over. Another bad hold there, and Maddox Moore was just able to sneak it over the upright. Coach Jimerson having a conversation with the holder there. Again, he's handling the ball, he's catching the ball and receiving it from the snap fine. And then as he goes to put it on the block tee, so we have something on fire. You see don't want to knock it. Something's on fire in the parking lot. I can't really tell. Maybe it's a tire or it smells like a tire.
It smells like a tire, yeah. It's on the ground.
It's on the ground. Looks like they've gotten away from vehicles, and so looks like we're going to continue to play on. So a little action off the field tonight. Again, and we'll take it, but they give us 9 points on that play. But then again, after that hold, able to sneak that over the upright, maybe that was worth an extra few points. But it should be 15-8. Should be the score. So the Bulldogs scored a touchdown, the long touchdown pass, convert the PAT, and then on the kickoff by Maddox Moore was picked up and was only able to get about 1 yard out of that. Good open field tackle there by the Bulldogs. You can see the smoke there in the screen. So off of the north side of the football field, on the scoreboard side, is where the fire was. And it smells like a tire, something rubber in nature. I'm not really sure how that started, but we're continuing play, so I don't think anybody was any threat to life or anything like that, or the structures or anything. It was just kind of out in the parking lot, kind of away from everything. So as they put that out, you'll get the good little smell of the tire burning. All right, so the Union Yellow Jackets take over at their 34-yard line. It's going to be just a quarterback keep, and good tackle there on the right side there by the Bulldogs. Miller kind of held his own with that tackle, kind of plugged the hole. Really wasn't able to make the play, but because he was able to stand that tackle up, Trey Williams was able to get to the side and make a good tackle there for a loss. And so another tackle for loss for the Bulldogs. It'll be 2nd and 11. We are going to take another heat timeout. They got the score fixed now. So 8-15. I guess they decided that extra point wasn't worth 3 points. But that is the correct score. Your Bulldogs leading 15-8 here in the first half, halfway through the second quarter. So 5:55 left to go. They still have not got the fire out over there. I'm not really sure. I haven't seen a fire truck yet. I've seen the campus police. Again, we're at the East Central Community College campus tonight in Decatur, Mississippi. We got a heat timeout. Let's see if we can get this for you guys. You can see the fire there in the parking lot. Zoom is not the greatest. Into the rain. Alright, so after the heat timeout, 2nd and 11 for the Yellow Jackets. Trips on the right side. Quarterback got hit as he threw it. Number 1 is able to make a few guys miss. The ball is loose, and it looks like number 1 was able to get back on the ball. Man, that would have been a huge momentum. Man, that would have kept momentum on Enterprise's side big time if they could have got that fumble there. So fumble on the play, but picked back up by Union. Quarterback got hit, so again, you hope that look like they're going into their 2-point conversion play. Big number 0 in the backfield and a heavy set eye right. It is going to be off the right side, and he's going to be hit right at the line to gain, and they're probably going to give it to him. That was a generous half-yard extra spot by the near judge, but the far side judge, I think, had the spot right, but they're going to give him a first down regardless. Here comes the fire truck in Decatur, Mississippi. Shout out to the fire departments all across the, especially the state of Mississippi. Volunteer is most of these guys. We appreciate their response. Appreciate them coming at a moment's notice. Make sure you go out and join your volunteer fire department, guys. Numbers are low. We need all the help we can get around Mississippi. So after the first down pickup, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Looks like it's a delay of game, and that is going to be the case. The back judge is saying delay of game. The referee is basically being coaxed in by the head coach of Union to not administer that penalty. And I gotta imagine Coach Jimerson won't like that if they decide not to do this. We'll see what the white hat decides to say. And they're going to reset the game clock. They're waving it off. So the head coach of Union was able to talk the referee into it. So very unorthodox there. Everybody on the line. So sometimes the ball doesn't lie. So what should have been a 5-yard delay of game that was waved off inaccurately results in a false start 5-yard penalty. So we'll be 1st and 15 regardless. And they're not going to apply that either. Oh, that's a false start. I'm not really sure what's happening. The entire receivers left their position on a false start, especially the far side. So back-to-back penalties the referees have not enforced here. That's a terrible job by the referees. There's no explanation for that whatsoever. One or the other's got to be right. They're probably both right, but one or the other has to be right. That's awful. All right, so we eventually play 1st down. A long pass and incomplete, throws a little bit deep. So 1st and 10, incomplete pass. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 at the Yellow Jacket 44-yard line. I'm kind of beside myself. I'm going to try to get back on track here, but one or the other of those has got to be applied, either the delay of game or the false start. You can't not give both of those. So 2nd and 10, trips left to the wide side of the field by the Union Yellow Jackets. Empty backfield. Number 8 is going to be a quick bubble pass, and you can see that receiver heard the footsteps coming. He did not want a piece of that. He was falling backwards away from the ball, trying to catch it with his arms because he wanted his body out of the way. You got to make sure you got the that short hitch route, that short bubble route. Make sure you keep that inside slot guy from slipping in on a deep post route here. 3rd and 10, a big 3rd down here. 4:33 to go in the half. Bulldogs leading by 7, 15-8. Big part. Remember, the Bulldogs will get the ball to start the 2nd half. It is going to be a rollout. And knocked down at the line of scrimmage by number 50, Brody Stevens. Great knockdown. Good read there, knowing he wasn't going to get the quarterback. Put his big paws up, knocked it down, and causes an incomplete pass. So a huge turnover on downs there by the Bulldog defense, forcing the Yellow Jackets to hope for the punt. It is 4th and 10 on the Yellow Jacket 44-yard line. 4:27 to go. 8-15, correction, score is 8-15. Yellow Jackets currently behind your Bulldogs. So punt here, off to the right side, a bad punt, almost similar to what Moore had earlier, just kind of a shank off to the right side. Looks like he's going to mark it out at the 33, which is very generous by the side judge. The ball landed at about the 35, and it was 15 yards deep into the sideline. Nonetheless, Bulldogs with a great 3-and-out there on, correction, I guess it was 3-and-out. They did get 1 first down, but a great turnover on downs for the Bulldogs defense. So the Bulldogs will take over. 4:21 to go. Both teams with 2 timeouts left here in the first half. Your second quarter brought to you by Absolute TC. Enterprise 15, Union 8. Double tight end, double wing set. It'll be Johnson in motion, and he'll get it off the right side. He'll cut it inside. Met inside the hole after about a pickup of 3. So to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs, you'd like to milk the clock here and try to take this down where Union doesn't get the ball back here, and the Bulldogs will get it at the second half. Enterprise won the toss to start the night. And it started raining about halfway through the first quarter, and it was about a 10-minute downpour, and now it has just been a steady mist drizzle ever since, and it hasn't decided to stop yet. McGowan off the left side makes one guy miss, cuts it back up against the grain. He's up to the second level, and he's going to be whistled by forward motion there. So we've got a flag in the backfield. They're going to call holding on the Bulldogs. I'm not sure who it was on. Coach Jimerson is not happy. So a long 20-yard run going to be negated by the holding call. So it'll be second down and about 17 for the Bulldogs once they get this marked off, I believe. The referee threw the flag, which is not a common flag for the referee to. A lot of times your umpire will make that call, but the referee very, very seldom will make a holding call. So it either had to be very obvious or a missed call, one or the other. But it'll back the Bulldogs up 2nd and 17, about the 31-yard line. Johnson in motion again. It'll be Sanders on the right side this time. And it looks like his knee went down after getting about 3 yards. So it'll bring up 3rd and about 15 for the Bulldogs. So big 3rd down here. Try to get all of this, get a first down, or at least get maybe within 4-down territory. But at least get some or half of it back so that you can possibly flip the field with a good punt. All right, big 3rd down for the Bulldogs. We'll call it 3rd and 15. Dearman will split out to the near side of the field. McGowan will go in motion. It'll be a botched ball. McGowan was able to pick it up. It was just a botched handoff there. Freeman was not able to get it to McGowan, just had a bad exchange. He had some running room out to the left side. I don't know that would have gotten the first down, but he definitely has some running room on the speed sweep if he could have got the handoff. Union will use their second timeout with 2:42 to go. So while we've got a break here, we'd like to thank Chefsky's Dining Equipment and Mobile Imaging for being sponsors. Sheriff Anthony Chancellor, Mr. Stephen Meyer, CPA Dining Equipment for all your CPA needs. K&L Quick Stop and Enterprise. Today's Friday. They're closed now, but remember Friday is free sweet tea with a dinner meal on Fridays there at K&L Enterprise. And Mayor Steve and Becky Watkins in Quitman. Hope Harrington, Tax Assessor, 110 Main, and A's Equipment, and Scott Evans, your District 5 Supervisor, for being sponsors this year. So Maddox Moore back to punt for the Bulldogs from their 30-yard line. Kiltz will be the long snapper. Good snap, and a very much better punt this time. And it is a muff punt, and looks like the Bulldogs got it. And that is the case. Mr. Irby able to get on the ball. A muff punt by number 13. And the Bulldogs take over after another turnover by Union inside Union territory at the 41-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. With 2:31 to go, they have 2 timeouts left. Now you really are thinking, with Union only 1 timeout, of milking this clock down, putting some points on the board before the end of the night. Before the end of the first half, excuse me. So 2:31 to go. 2 minutes, 31 seconds to go in the first half. Remember, the Bulldogs will get it coming out in the third quarter. Bulldogs lead 15-8. Wing left. It'll be McGowan on the left side trying to beat the guy to the edge, and he don't. That's a little late of a fall down there on number 9. We'll let that one go. 2nd and 10 after no gain on the play. Looks like maybe a half-yard loss, actually. So looks like before the next play we'll tick under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Rain still a steady drizzle. So 2nd and 11 for your Bulldogs, being another wing left. Hagen Hardy is going to check in at the left wing position. And it is going to be Hardy off the right side with a pulling blocker. He hits the hole hard right up the middle. Just squeezed his way through the hole there for a big gain of about 9 on the play. And it's going to bring up 3rd and manageable here for the Bulldogs. And you really think a minute 35 to go, you kind of wonder if you're in 4-down territory here. So Sanders on the left side, a fullback dive. Looks like he's going to fall forward for the first down. And that is the case. First down, Bulldogs, down to the Yellow Jacket 30-yard line. For those that maybe don't have Facebook, or maybe YouTube works better for you, you can catch us on YouTube channel, Clark County Hot Topics as well. CC Hot Topics TV at YouTube is a channel. You can catch us over there. We're streaming both of those. I'd like to thank Mr. Allen back in the studio and Quitman. McGowan in motion. It'll be Hardy again on the left side, and just looked like the nose tackle there for Union just busted that play up. And Coach Demerson is going to use his 2nd timeout of the night. So 53 seconds to go in the first half. Remember, the Bulldogs will get the ball coming out to start the second half. It's going to be 2nd and 9. We do have 1 timeout left for the Bulldogs. Both teams have a timeout left. Some of the fans on the far side, which kind of have I think they have an argument, asking the referee to cover the ball during the timeout, which he did not. He stood over it. Maybe that will suffice. But 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs. Kind of think maybe we may throw the ball here. Incomplete pass, stop the clock, and maybe get a big completion. And it's going to be 2 wideouts to the right. Bad snap. Picked up by Freeman. He's going to try to get some yards out of it, but he's going to be brought down for a significant loss there. And it's going to bring up 3rd and about 15. And looks like Coach Jefferson's going to use his last timeout. Looked like it may was going to be a speed sweep there to number 2, Jake Gooden, who has checked in on offense. And a bad snap there from the center in the shotgun. First time I've noticed it's in the shotgun tonight, so a little bit of a wrinkle there. It's a wet night, and if you remember just a few seconds ago, some of the fans across the way was asking the umpire to cover the ball, and he did not, so maybe that was the reason why of the bad snap. I'll let you make that choice. 37 seconds to go. Enterprise is out of timeouts. Union does have 1 left. You wonder if they get a stop here, if they try to stop the clock and force Enterprise to make a decision on 4th down to go for it, or maybe punt and get a bad snap. Again, a steady rain here tonight. All right, so after the 3rd and final timeout of the half for the Bulldogs, 37 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and about 16 for your Bulldogs. Your Bulldogs leading 15-8. Another 2 wideouts to the right. Same formation in the pistol formation. And the referee's not ready to go yet. He's having a conversation with somebody. I think they're talking about the timeouts. That's my guess. saying it's 4th down. The referees are holding up 4th down. Miller is open, but he just didn't have time to throw it. Freeman trying to make something happen with his legs. Got a guy, one guy to beat. He's trying to get to the line of scrimmage. He's going to fall forward for a first down, Bulldogs. What a great play by Freeman. Both Bulldogs with timeouts. 25 seconds to go. The clock will stop momentarily while they reset the chains. They've got to hurry up and get a play in. 20 seconds to go. You gotta hope maybe they got the exact same formation, opposite side of the field. 12 seconds to go. If you don't throw an incomplete pass, this is probably the half. Dearman's not gonna get to it. You gotta get to it and snap it. You gotta get to it and put it on down. It looks like Jimerson's gonna be okay. We're going to the half, and it'll be at the buzzer at halftime. Your Bulldogs leading the Yellow Jackets here in Decatur, Mississippi, 15-7. Good showing for the Bulldogs there in the first half. We're going to move our camera here momentarily. Get some of these people out of the press box. So good showing there for the Bulldogs. Remember, they'll get the ball when we come out of the second half after deferring the opening toss kickoff. We're going to back this up out of the walkway here and be back with you just a second with a better view. So it looks like just with the field conditions tonight and as wet as it is, looks like neither band is going to play. So we're going to step aside here in a few minutes, but before we do, just a real quick recap. Early on in the game, the Bulldogs able to punch it in from 1 yard out by Mr. Blackburn and was able to go for 2 and convert to go up for an 8-0 lead early in the first quarter. And then Union was able to come back and score on a long 40-yard touchdown pass and able to tie it up on a 2-point conversion to make it 8-8 late in the first quarter. We had our technical difficulties. We apologize for that. While we were away, Union's driving down inside the 20 and was able to be a fumble caused by the Bulldogs and able to get a turnover to stall that drive for the Yellow Jackets. And then the Bulldogs were able to go down and on a first down play with the home run call, number 17, Jake Dearman, on a 55-yard pass put the Bulldogs up, and the point after touchdown was good and made it 15-8. The Bulldogs up by 7 leading at the half. A couple of your scoreboard sponsors: BJ's Tire Service and Equipment, Bumpers Drive In, S&S Signs, Rustic Freeze, the Rustic Couture, and First Consumers Financial. We appreciate them being sponsors this year. Again, we'd like to thank our first 2 quarter sponsors. Our first quarter sponsor this year, Mr. Ernie Culberth Trucking, Culberth and Brothers, and then our second quarter sponsor, Absolute PC down in Equipment with Reggie and Josh for all your PC needs. Thank you to Blossom and Gas, your House Representative, District 84, Troy Smith, Scott Deadwater and Scott's Towing Service, and Midway Service down on 45 in the Reds Sheds in Equipment. We're going to cut the live feed here for just a few minutes. We've got 17 minutes counting down on the clock, and so if you will, come back about 8:15. We'll come back on about 8:15 to get the second half brought to you. Remember, the Bulldogs will be getting the ball up by 7. A little sloppy, a little rain, but the cowbells are ringing and the Bulldogs are up by 7 at half. And so we'll see you shortly.